Bay, Central Jersey. Alright, here we go. Doing the Walmart pickup again. And I'm back in the inside, so we're back to having a small, slow car. It's dark. I'm still up in the Catskill Mountains, upstate New York. We've had this snow for weeks. It's not gone above freezing. Well, maybe a little above freezing, but basically, it's been the snow has not had any chance to melt for weeks, and then we get more snow, so it just keeps adding on to what we already have. We're going to be going down the mountain into the town of Catskill to do a Walmart pickup again. It's basically the only time I do live streams these days. Alright, here we go, beginning our descent down the mountain. Can you guys tell when I turn on my high beams? Yeah, it shows up a little bit on the camera, but not much. It was interesting, when I was borrowing my in-laws' Odyssey, when you turn the headlights to auto, it does automatic high beams too. So like if it's dark enough, the high beams will turn on, and then when it sees other lights like an oncoming car, the high beams usually turn off. Sometimes they would turn on right as another car was coming, and like, no, turn off, what are you doing? They just think I flashed them now. So that was interesting. So the technology, it's good, but it still needs some work, I guess. Yeah. This drive is going to be mostly dark, so if you guys are cool with that, then here's where the waterfall is. It's going to be too dark to see it, of course. Yeah, I'm driving carefully. So right now this is my Honda Insight. We had been borrowing our my in-laws 2020 Odyssey for about 2 weeks, because when we went back down to New Jersey, we had a bunch of Christmas presents to bring back up, and they weren't going to fit in the Insight. So they let us use the Odyssey, and then they had the Insight. Well, and then they came up yesterday, and They just left a few minutes ago, actually. They took their Odyssey back down to Jersey. So I have the insight once again. I didn't have time to turn off the high beams for that guy. I've been involved in a car crash before. Two crashes. One was years ago when I was still living in Calgary. The other one was just a couple years ago. It's actually in one of my videos. I made a turn and there was a parked car and I scraped up against it. The one in Calgary, I was turning into a parking lot and the road was all icy, and then I just couldn't stop on time, and there was someone coming out of the parking lot, and yeah, just couldn't stop in time. So yeah, I'm technically at fault for both of them, but well, the first one was sliding ice, and the person was pulling out of the parking lot, so it could be argued that it wasn't my fault because they were pulling out of the parking lot. But and then the parked car situation, they were actually their entire car was in the illegal zone where they shouldn't have been parked, and it made it hard to tell that there was another car when I was making a turn, an oncoming car. And then I had to try to make room for that oncoming car, and that's why I hit their parked car. I tried to see if there's a way I could get what's called comparative negligence, where if the other person is at least more than half at fault, then that's the way it would go. But my insurance company didn't want to hear any of it. Even though I tried to cite, like, it is an actual law in New Jersey, comparative negligence, where because if they weren't parked illegally, I wouldn't have hit them. So, oh well. I don't know when there'll be another Dashcam meetup. Sometimes they're planned, sometimes they're random. Yeah, once I got to the bottom of the mountain, the snow was just there's no snow. That's the way it usually is. Oh, there's a bit of snow that just hasn't melted yet, but yeah, most of these people's lawns are completely bare with maybe like a little pile of snow somewhere in the middle or something. Thanks for turning your high beams off there, buddy. Always, every time it is light, as soon as I get here is when it turns green. Wasn't your name Honda Insight? What happened? Well, that's because I'm going through areas that don't have the best cell service. So, it might glitch a few times here and there. My apologies if I miss any comments. Obviously, I'm well, concentrating on driving, so. phone. It's like, so what the way it is, my dash cam has an app that lets me see a live feed of what's being recorded on the camera. So then I use YouTube to do a screen recording of that, if that makes sense. So first I put on the screen from my dashcam's app, and it shows me what's happening on the camera as a live feed, and then YouTube has a screen capture when you do live, and that's what this is. So that's why the cell phone reception matters, because it's still uploading it to YouTube with the live feed. So when the cell phone reception goes down, that's why the quality goes down. Now, with the Odyssey, I was hoping to have a chance to do a review of the Odyssey, but I didn't get a chance to do it, even though I had it for 2 weeks. Just get the time to do things between work and family life. And then the car was really dirty, and there was no chance to clean it because it would have been dirty right away again. So if I took it to the car wash, and then I take it to the parking lot where I want to do my review, it would be dirty by the time I got there. So that's just the way it is up here where there's a lot of snow. They obviously put a lot of salt on the roads, and so the car just gets filthy. I also wanted to do a 0 to 60 test on the Odyssey because it's got pretty good acceleration for a van. Like, it's what is it, I think it has 210 horsepower, which, my in-laws had a 2011 Honda Pilot, and I think that one had 250 horsepower, but the fuel economy obviously isn't as good with that one. But the acceleration on the Odyssey was pretty nice, especially when you compare it to the Insight, obviously, because the Insight is, I think the Insight is 98 horsepower. I think I looked it up. It's, yeah. So here's the village of Catskill, I think they say it is. What was I was gonna say something with the Insight. 98 horsepower. I don't know. I lost. Whatever. I'm willing to bet with the Odyssey, the 0 to 60 would have been something like 7 seconds. That's just my guess. Oh, what's going on here? Was that I don't know what that is. Anyway, here's where we turn. Walmart. Alright, so once I park in my spot, I'm gonna pause the stream and make sure they know I'm here. Alright, let's just take the first spot. I don't have a backup camera anymore. The Odyssey had one. No such thing in this car. Alright. Hey, bad drivers in North Central Maryland is messaging. Come join the chat. Come join the stream. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna pause the stream, make sure Walmart knows I'm here. Alright, I'm back. Oh yeah, I could do a review of the Insight. Yeah, I could. I was actually thinking of doing that at some point. Yes. Thank you. Sorry? There's a back. There's a couple of boxes and a cooler for the cold stuff. Thank you. All right, so that was a lot quicker than usual. But while we're waiting, if anyone has any questions. Now would be the time to ask any questions. Yeah, we've thought of buying a new car. We're trying to save up for a house first. If we do get a new car, it's gonna be a minivan most likely, and it's most likely gonna be an Odyssey or maybe a Sienna. And we have to still look at the options. It's gonna be a bit, because affording a home is getting harder. I thought it might be easier with the pandemic, but it became harder because everyone is trying to get out of the crowded areas and they're trying to get into so like New York City, a lot of New Yorkers are escaping into the suburbs, so like New Jersey and upstate New York. The house prices have gone up. It's a seller's market currently. So I guess things are just put on hold for now. Hello, Brandon. Thank you.
Well, have a good night.
You too, thank you. Alright, that's that. We're gonna head back up the mountain. And that's how easy shopping is these days. Alright, here we go. Back to driving in the dark once we leave this town. Yeah. Yeah, just let this guy cross. Alright, well. Guess we can wait for. If anyone has any questions at the red light. Alright, it's a short light. I watch so many car crash videos that I look both ways before going on a green light, because you never know when some person is just gonna ignore the red light. So I should have a New Jersey video coming soon. Right now I have about 4.5 minutes of New Jersey footage, and that's thanks to in part to some submitted clips. And then we're planning to go to New Jersey this weekend for a few days, where I'm just waiting to see if I catch any clips on that trip, which you know, it's almost a guarantee that I'll catch some clips because it's New Jersey. Just, there's a lot more drivers and there's a lot more chance to catch something. So I'm just waiting for after this weekend to see if I catch anything, and then I'll see if that adds up to a long enough video. I'm hoping for at least 7 to 8 minutes of footage. I'm not sure if I'll reach that this weekend, but maybe I'll just, I don't know. So anyway, that's sitting there. That's just kind of sitting there waiting for more footage. And then the next upstate video is in progress as well. I forget how much footage I have for that one right now. It's gonna be a little bit, but before that one's ready too. So that's how things are going. I'm kind of wishing that I hadn't included New Jersey footage into my previous upstate videos. In my previous upstate videos, because I wasn't sure how often I would be in New Jersey, I included it with the upstate videos. And now I'm kind of wishing I had left those to the side, because I would have enough footage for at least one, maybe two New Jersey videos from that. But, it's all hindsight, right? So yeah, because I've had a few minutes of New Jersey footage in those other videos, so I would have, but I'm not gonna whatever. It's what's done is done. So just have to go forward and catch the next New Jersey clips. Maybe I can talk a little about how I've noticed that viewership has gone down in the last several months. Since about the time the pandemic started, I've noticed the viewership has gone down, and other dash cammers have noticed it too. I've been talking to a few other dash cammers, and they've really noticed that their videos aren't getting as many views these days. Because when previously with my New Jersey videos, it was almost a guarantee that they would hit at least 1,000 views. I haven't had in a few months. So there is one. It was the one where that girl was hogging the left lane and someone passed her on the shoulder. That video I think it's around 3,000 views or something like that. But for as far as episodes go, hey, we there? It disconnected for a second. I was saying, at least I'm not the only one, as other cameras have noticed it too. So I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know if dashcam videos aren't as popular anymore or what. I just noticed a question, the closest call on the road. Did you see that one where I almost hit a what am I saying, Honda? A Mazda SUV. So they pulled up from a stop sign. Oh, great, here's an accident. And like when we didn't hit, I was like, oh my God, like seriously. It must have been inches. If you haven't seen it, I think I made a playlist called Close Calls. If I didn't, then you can search on my channel for a video called, I think it's called Extremely Close Call. And I think it was early 2019. I was saying that because someone was asking what one of my closest calls was, and it was when I almost hit a Mazda SUV that pulled out from a stop sign, and I was within inches of hitting it. And if you haven't seen it, I think it's called Extremely Close Call, and it's from early 2019. Seems to be the area where I cut the most, so just bear with me for a little bit. I've had other close calls, but as far as how close that one was, it was definitely I'm pretty sure it's the closest because it was within inches. Alright, here we go, back up the mountain. I do have videos called Close Calls and another close call, but it's not those ones. I think it's called Extremely Close Call. I think it was early 2019 or late. No, it was definitely in 2019 because it made it to my worst of 2019 video. Super close call. It might be super close call, but I'm pretty sure it was a SUV. It was white, but it was a white SUV. But maybe in the thumbnail it looks like a sedan. You can watch it and let me know if that's the video. Here's the waterfall. Not sure if we'll be able to see it right now. Oh, it's frozen. I don't know if you guys got to see it in the screen there, but yeah, the waterfall is frozen. Yeah, it was a stop sign. They had a stop sign. Yeah, so that was probably my closest call I've had while driving. I thought for sure I was gonna hit them. Like it was that close. Like I was definitely bracing for impact. I'll be ending the stream in a couple minutes when we pull up to that gas station. The usual spot that I end the stream at. Hey, you came just in time for the end of the stream, sorry. Gas station. So here we go, ending the stream. Thanks everyone for joining. And we'll see you next time.